So in this class, we are going to see about the perceptron learning or otherwise training rule. So the main aim of the perceptron training rule is, in case of the perceptron, we need to learn the weights automatically. For that only we have this rule. And when you start, we are now going to deal with single layer perceptron. When you start, initially, whatever is the weight you have to assign all the weights to some random value. And you have to consider the samples one by from your data set and apply the perceptron training rule iteratively to those data sets. And you are going to continue this process until all the samples are correctly identified by the algorithm with the necessary weights. If it is not correctly classifying it, you have to update the weight. For example, for a given training sample Xi, you are going to update the weight only if the computed output O is different from the target output T. I'm going to consider the supervised learning problem. We are going to consider binary classification problem now. So here, I have a training example Xi. I have updated some weights. Initially, I have selected some weights randomly. I am going to calculate the output O. And if that output O is same as the output given in the target, there is no need for any updation. If it is different, I have to update. Because when it is different, it means that there is an error. And to update the weight, we are going to use the perceptron learning rule. And let WI represents the weight associated with input feature Xi. And here we have some parameter called as learning rate of the algorithm. So that is represented as eta. Generally, we will select a small number for this particular eta. We will see it in the next slide. And to update the weight, we are going to use this formula. Updated weight, Wi is equal to the previous weight, Wi plus delta Wi. Here, this delta Wi is the weight updation value. And we are going to calculate delta Wi as follows. It is calculated as eta multiplied by T minus O into Xi. So what is this eta is? It is the learning rate of the algorithm. That is multiplied by the error value. Error is nothing but it is the difference between the expected value, that is T, minus the value produced from your model, that is O. And Xi is nothing but the input associated with this particular weight. For example, for every input, we are associating the weight. So whatever is the input related to this particular weight, that we have to consider as Xi. So this is a formula mainly used for the perceptron learning algorithm. So now let us see, let us recollect these parameters because we are going to see the actual algorithm now. So the perceptron, how the perceptron is going to work is, whatever is the perceptron, first you will have some data features represented as X1, X2, etc. up to Xn. And for every feature, we are going to associate a weight, W1, W2, etc. up to Wn. And we have bias also. This term is related to bias. Always for the bias, we are going to consider the input value as 1. And W0 is the weight associated with bias. You can even consider this term as B. It is up to you. Now, we have a summation function. This summation function is nothing but it is a part of the neuron. It will receive all the input values with associated weights. It will sum everything together, including the bias value. And finally, you will get the output value from this summation function. So here it is nothing but Yn, that is W0 plus W1 X1 plus W2 X2 plus etc. up to Wn Xn. And once the summation is over, we are going to apply this to the activation function. We have seen different activation functions, ReLU, sigmoid, and so on. Even you can consider a simple linear activation function also. It is up to you. So now the particular output will be given to the activation function. And this activation function will have a threshold value. If the summation input is greater than the threshold value, it will fire. Otherwise, it will not fire it. So you will get the output. So the output Y is nothing but F of Yn. F is nothing but your activation function. So first, you have to initialize all the weights randomly. After that, while the stopping condition is false, you are going to do certain steps. So what you are going to do here is, for every sample in your training data set, that's nothing but Xi, T, you are going to take the training data set, apply to the perceptron learning algorithm along with the weight and the bias. Then you are going to compute the output O of the perceptron. Then you will check whether this T is not is equal to O. That means that the computed value and the expected value are different. In that case, I need to update the weight. It's now updated as Wi is equal to Wi plus eta multiplied by T minus O into Xi. So these are all the steps you are going to do. And finally, when you reach the stopping condition, you'll be stopping your algorithm. Now, one more thing is when you apply this perceptron learning algorithm, Here, if the output is correct, the weights are not updated. If the output is not correct, then you are going to change the weight. And why we are changing the weight is, when we change the weight, the T will be, T is the expected output and O is the output produced from your perceptron. When you change the weight, this O will be becoming closer to T. That is our aim. And in this, we have two different terms known as epoch and then learning rate. Epoch is nothing but you are going to apply the learning rule to every sample in your data set. If you have 10 samples in your data set, apply the perceptron rule for all the 10 samples. Once it is over, that is called as epoch. And then we have the learning rate. So this learning rate is going to control the weight adjustment. So in every step, you are going to adjust the weight. That is mainly controlled by the learning rate. And this learning rate ranges from 0 to 1.